Okay, so goal for today is let's read all the halachos about what the Rambam calls Hagadah, and that way we'll have a basis to work on. I don't want to work on the questions that we raised yesterday because I think we need the facts. So let's start off just with the first halacha again. Mitzvah Sasei Shel Torah, L'saper b'nisim v'nifla, Shnasu l'vasim b'Mitzrayim, B'leil chamish asar b'Nisan. Shneimar zachoras hayom hazeh asher yatzasam mimitzrayim. See, that supports your argument, Chaim, that remember this day would seem to imply that the stuff that you're obligated to remember and talk about is the stuff that happened on this day. But then that's a little too restrictive because clearly we talk about the events leading up to it, right, not just that day, Kamash Nemar Zachoras Yom HaShabbos. Uminayin Shabbalel Chamish Asar, Tamalomar V'Higata Labincha B'Yamahu, Lemor Ba'avur Zeh Hashem Asa Hashem Li B'Tzesim Mitzrayim, B'Shash Yesh Matzo Mor Menachem L'Fanacha, V'Afa Bish Ein Lo Bein. Okay, so now this is, I alluded to this question yesterday. So you have Sipor, which according to the Mishnah Torah is from Zachor, and according to the Sefer Mitzvot is from V'Higad Labincha. But then he says in Beis, Mitzvah Lahodia Labanim V'Afilu Lo Shala, which makes it sound like a separate thing, right? It's a mitzvah to tell, to make known to the children, even if they don't ask. Shneimar V'Higad Labincha, as it says, you should tell your son. So that's the reverse of the Sefer Mitzvos. Lefi daito shabein avi melamdo. We read this yesterday. Ketzad imhaya katan otipesh omerlo b'ni kulanu haynu avadim k'mo shivchatzo ukmo evetzeh b'mitzrayim u'v'layla hazeh pada osanu hakadosh baruch hu v'yatanu l'cheros. It is funny because he only also talks about that night. No, the thing we mentioned yesterday about the no nisim, V'imhaya ben gadol v'chacham modio ma she'iro lanu b'mitzrayim v'nisim shenasu ali de Moshe Rabbeinu. It's also interesting. He says, "V'nisim shenasu lana al yidei Moshe Rabbeinu." It's an interesting detail. Yeah, it's always hard when someone only gives you one example of something. You don't know how much to abstract. Yeah. Okay, v'tzarich la'aso. Not in Taryag, right? And he uses this lashon in let's say in Kriya Shema. We'll do another Mitzrayim one. Like he says, so after introducing Pamayim B'chol Yom Korin Kriya Shema, the Erev U'V'Boker Shneimar V'Shach B'Chav K'mecha B'Shash Sh'derech B'nei Adam Sholch B'nei V'Zehu Hi Laila V'Shash Sh'derech B'nei Adam Omdim V'Zehu Yom. So that's the mitzvah. Then he tells us Umahu Korei Shlosh Parshos Elo V'Hein Shema V'Hayim Shemoa V'Yom U'V'Yomer U'Machdimin L'Kros Parsha Shema Mipnei Sheish Ba Tzivoy Al Yichud Hashem V'Ahavaso V'Talmudo Shehu ha'ikar hagadol she'akol talei bo. Right, so that's the whole question about what's the who referring to, right? I think there's three ways to interpret it.
Well, it's Yichud Hashem,
right?
Ava, and then Talmud.
Oh, so I learned it differently. So either it's Yichud Hashem, because that's the most important one,
right,
or it's Talmud because that's the most recent one, right? When you're using pronouns and antecedents, right?
Oh, you're saying from like a
like how you read it. Yeah, right.
I just thought there was three options.
And then the third option is that they're all unified and that triplicate is the ikar. Yeah.
Does that mean there are four options?
Why four?
Because if Ava is also an option, then it's four.
No, I don't think Ava is an option. That's the one I think is not an option because that would not make sense grammatically or conceptually. Okay. Right? You see why? Yeah.
This is the question I thought. That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Does that mean 3 is 1?
Well, no, that is the 3 is 1 joke because I think according to this option, then the 3 is 1. Right. And my I'll just share the theory here because there's one other place where the Rambam says Ikar Gadol Shakol Talei Bo, and that is
3 things.
No, that's in Yesodi Torah.
Right, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, in the first halachos when he says Yedias Hashem, Hamitzvah. V'dias davar zeh mitzvah saseh, right, of the Yesodi Yesodos, etc. Shneimar anochi Hashem Elokecha v'chol malei adat hoshei sham Eloka acher chutz mizeh over below saseh. Shneimar lo yeh lecha Elohim achirim l'panei. The kafar ba'ikar shezehu ha'ikar hagadol she'akol talei bo. So my pshat is that Yedias Hashem anochi, that's the ikar, but the derech of being makayim that ikar is, we're in Shema, is Yichud Hashem, the mitzvahs of Yichud Hashem, Avas Hashem, Talmud Torah. So that's why he's saying that the 3 of them, process-wise, in terms, that ikar is instilled via the 3 mitzvahs of Yichud Hashem, Avas Hashem, and Talmud Torah. So that's how you can refer to it as Iker Gadol.
Iker being
Yichud, being Yedias Hashem. Yeah. That's my job.
and the idea is the
That's the Iker. Yeah. And I think it's reasonable because it's the only time you use Iker Gadol Shel Kol Toloi. So I don't think it's like a far-fetched thing. Okay. V'achreha v'hayim shmoa sheish ba tzivui al shar mitzvos kulan. V'achar kach parshas tzitzis shegam hi yesh ba tzivui al zichrias kol hamitzvos. Okay, but now he says like this.
not like under the rug.
I know, right? Yeah. Afal pi she'in mitzvahs tzitzis nohegas balayla, korin osa balayla, mipnei sheyesh ba zikroin tzitzis mitzrayim, u'mitzvah lahaskir yitzis mitzrayim bayom u'balayla, shneimar laman tizkor yom tzitzis cham eretz mitzrayim koin mechayacha. U'kriyas shalosh parshos elu al seder ze hi hanikras kriya shema. So here, so the question is like when he says mitzvah, I mean, in Hilchos kriya shema, there's only one mitzvah, and that mitzvah is likros kriya shema pamayim bayom. So so the question is like in terms of a general methodology, what do you make of it when the Rambam within a mitzvah says mitzvah to do such and such, and he doesn't count it as part of taryag, you know, and he also doesn't relegate it just to the status of there is a halacha, you know. So that's kind of what we have in our case. No. I mean, except for the Zohar saying Mazeh, but not the B'chol Yom one. Yeah, Yosef?
Sure. I feel like the Yom, like it's only Durban, Kriya Shema, and Doraisa, it's not part of the midst of Durban.
Well, the Rambam holds that it's Doraisa, I think.
What's the
The three parshios.
The parshios like included in Kriya Shema Doraisa?
I believe so. I believe the Rambam holds that. Yeah, there's a lot of machlokas on what is included in Kriya Shema Doraisa. But I think he says, from the fact that he says, what did he say at the end? Kriyas shalosh parshios elu al seder zeh hi hanikres kriya shema, and the mitzvah is likros kriya shema pamayim b'chol yom. So I think he holds that as doraisa. There are definitely other rishonim who hold that only the first pasuk is doraisa, or only the first parsha is doraisa. There might even be a shita that says the first two parshas are doraisa, but I think the Rambam holds all three. I'm sure the Yabshut would tell us. Oh, while we're here, by the way, just another fun machlokas to think about. There's too much fun stuff to think about in Pesach. Lama'an tizkor es yom teiz chamer tzvitzayin kol mechayacha. That's where Rashi learns out, I believe, if I'm correct. Hold on, Rashi. Wait, did it take me to the wrong one? No. No, I'm mixing it up. Yeah, no, it's there, but I think I'm reversing it. I think what I wanted to say was Rashi on Zachor Zeh Mazeh. Wait, there's too many things. Yeah, let's see. Zachor Zeh Mazeh. Rashi. Limit Shemaskini Tism trying behold the own. Yeah. Oops. So just to say, maybe my point here is Rambam learns Zachor Zeh Mazeh is the source of Sipor. Rashi learns it's the source for Zechiras Yitzis Mitzrayim B'chol Yom, and the Rambam learns that Lama'an Tizkor is the source of Yitzis Mitzrayim B'chol Yom, which doesn't quite fit into the pshat of the psukim, because the pasuk says Lama'an Tizkor, which is not saying you should remember. It's saying Lo socha alav chametz shivas yamin tocha matzo alav matzos lechem oni kiba chipazon yatasam mitzvayim lama'an tizkor. It's giving a tam for achilas matzah, so it doesn't even sound like it's a tzivoy pasuk. And the Ram, makes a big deal about how you don't count things that are lama'an, which is maybe why it doesn't count this. But it's very, very strange to get the the system here. Maybe. Oh, in Hagadah, the Mishnah, yeah, right. So I think it says Lama'an Tizkor es Yom Tizkor Kol Yimechayacha Kol Yimechayacha Hayamim Kol Yimechayacha Halelos Yimechayacha Halam Zeh Kol Yimechayacha Rabos Lahavilim Mashiach. What was it? Rashi? Yeah, that right. So now it's a question on the Mishnah. Yeah. Now there are two things I don't understand. Yeah. Well, if the Rambam's getting it from the Mishnah, you mean on the Rambam's rule?
No, I thought you said that Rashi was getting it from the.
No, you're saying the Rambam's getting it from the Mishnah. Yeah. It's a question on Rashi and on the Mishnah. Yeah, Rambam's fine. Okay. Anyway. All right. So then mitzvah to say nope. We did that. Oh, also he doesn't call it a mitzvah. Say mitzvah l'hodiyah l'banim. Yeah, it's a question, right. But it's not really a question on the Rambam's rule because the Rambam follows the rule. right? In terms of the strict count of the Taryag mitzvahs. Yeah. It's some question.
Also, like mitzvahs, even like d'oraisa that aren't part of 613. Is that a thing?
Yeah, well, that I think that's kind of no. I mean, I think that this is where that question is of like things that we call mitzvos that are not counted as such. I also wonder what the Ramban does. The Ramban count as a mitzvah?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Yeah.
You know if everyone even holds of 613?
No, definitely not. No, Ibn Ezra does not, and the Rabag does not, and the Rabag does not. Because whenever he mentions 613, he says according to the traditional count, but he doesn't. Rabag has the my favorite shita, which is that the Rambam got all 14 principles right, but he didn't apply them correctly. And if you apply them correctly, then you'll get a different count. And he holds that it's lav davka. And it's only really the Rambam seems to be the one who was so rigid in the count of the mitzvos. The Ramban seems to have done it because of the Rambam and defending the Bahag, because the Ramban defended the Gaon. But I don't know if you ask the Ramban, like if the Rambam never, if the Rambam never existed, right? Im Yalei al Hadas, the Rambam never existed, then I don't think the Ramban would make such a big deal about the Torah. Yeah, that's where he brings down these shitos who hold that it's not a rigid thing.
Why Rambam and
Yeah, right. Yeah. It does seem it's taking this one drasha from a Rasim line and like making it into everything. Yeah. Halbertal has a thing on that though. I think about why the Rambam did that. I think we did. Yeah. But it was renewed in my mind because of reading Halbertal's Nachmanides, where he talks about it from that perspective, and such good books. All right. And I just got Halbertal Idolatry the other day, so I'm reading that for Pesach.
Is that like a statue of him that you like?
Yes, idolatry. Yeah, all right. Mitzvah lo hodiah lebanim v'afilu lo sha'alu shneimar v'hagadah lebincha lefi daito shavim. Oh, we just read that. Okay. Sarich lasos shinui b'la lazeh. So you need to. So this is a different lashon, not mitzvah to, but you need to make changes on this night. Kadesh yiru habanim v'yishalu, so that your kids will see and they will ask, v'yomeru, and they will say. Or exclaim probably is better translation. Manishtana halal lazem mikol halelos. Ad shiyashiv lahem v'yomer lahem kach v'kach ira v'kach v'kach chaya. So Rebbe points this out, but like this is not the manishtana that we say in the Hagadah, because the manishtana in the Hagadah is something we read. This is the spontaneous manishtana that you have to elicit from your kids. So Ketzad Mashana, how do you make these changes? You distribute parched grain and nuts. Uproot the table from before them before they eat. Snatch matzos from each other's hands. That's plain shot as a chotev is to snatch. And other things like that. So they're not lav davka these things, but things like that. Right. 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 Also unclear how long. Like at a certain point, the kid's going to know that the dad's doing this just to get them to ask, and not like intuitively makes sense at that point. You don't need to do this anymore. Like if they're asking naturally, then you don't need to do this anymore. But this is just something showing how far you need to go in order to get them to ask. My two favorite shinuim that I've heard was Rabbi Mann, I guess. When everyone went to go dip karpas, he put on latex gloves. Because I guess I don't know if we pass in this way, but we hold that you don't have to, or there's a sheet that holds you don't have to wash if you're not touching the yerek, and so like that got the kid to ask. What was it? I thought I read not. Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought not, but maybe I'm mixing it up. And then my other favorite thing was the Warshaws. I think when their kids were young, after karpas, all the adults just went into the living room and pretended that dinner was over, which is like the extreme version of Okrin Shulchan. Yeah.
Okay. Before I was born.
Yeah.
So, apparently 1 year, my older was like 4 or 5. Yeah. And then I was putting in the himmel. Yeah. Like after it was putting in the himmel.
That's the textbook case. Oh, that was also I made why did I make this about the Ramban? I made a prequel meme about this. Hold on. Yeah, Yosef.
Most people hold like you don't have to do car pass, and therefore you're saying like the washing for a living is just a general sheet of that for some reason people only do on Pesach.
Sorry, in general, you're saying that there are people who are not machmir to wash for dipping, but you do it on. Yeah. I know that there are shitos who hold that. I think we're machmir to do it.
Dipping, though, right? Wasn't it like isn't it just eating?
Yeah, with the yad shachadam with the 7 liquids.
Like a pickle, you should take that to wash before eating a pickle.
Right. Yeah, I think we are machmir. I thought.
I don't know.
Yeah, hold on. Where's the?
I really mean right.
Yeah. Oh no, Am Yisrael is not. Where is the? This is relevant. Hold on. I'll have to find it later if I can't find it now. I don't remember why I made it off of the Ramban. Maybe it's not here. All right, so I'll have to go. I'll have to find it later on.
I'm laughing at some of the memes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So then. Here we go. So Ein lo bain, if you don't have a son, ishto shalta, then his wife asks him, Ein lo isha sholin zeh, manishtana halayla hazeh. See, so that's funny, right? Like he does seem to imply that this question does have to be asked, but asked, not read. Right? Yeah. I mean, you also read it, but yeah.
Is it dafka son or like child?
So the way Rebbe explained it is that it's davka son, and the way he explained it is he said that when you so you have this priority, right? Is ideal is son asks father, second is wife asks husband, third is they ask each other, and then fourth is v'haya levado shol la'atzmo manishtana la'azeh. So he said that the criterion is ideally it has to be in the framework of Masorah. So davka son. Seeking knowledge from his father. And then if you don't have a son, then it is someone who lacks knowledge asking from someone who has knowledge. That's wife asking husband. And then if not that, then you have one person who has knowledge asking someone else who has knowledge. And then if you don't have that, then you just do the tzura of Sheila and Shuva, which is the derech of limud. Yeah.
So just gonna affirm I still think you put daughter before wife.
Why? I think daughter would be the same as wife. Because you don't have a mitzvah of Talmud Torah for your daughter or for your wife. Because women are not chayav in Talmud Torah.
I guess I still assume like as if the daughter's going to learn from someone, which maybe you say the daughter would learn from the mother by default.
No, but I mean, at that point you're already out of the strict mitzvah of Talmud Torah. I think that was Rebbe's point. Is that right? Yeah, I think the daughter would be in the same category as the wife. Okay, but tzarich la haschil b'genus u'l'sayim b'shavach. You need to start with degradation and conclude with praise. What? Yeah, what does that mean? Ketzad. And also start what? Right? Yeah. Maschil u'mesaper shebetchila hayu avosinu b'mei terach milfanov kofrim v'toin achrei hevel v'rotin avodah zara. Okay, so we begin by telling that in the beginning our fathers in the days of Terach and before him were deniers of God, errors after Hevel, and what? And Rodfin Avodah Zara, and they chased Avodah Zara. Umasayim b'das emes, and we conclude with the das emes. Shekorin Kadosh Baruch Hu lo. Here's another doofus thing. No, not there. That God. We conclude with the das emes that God brought us close to Him. I thought the doofus says la. Okay. No, it wouldn't. It's a question of whether it's the das emes or whether it's bringing close to Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And He separated us from. I think these colors are messed up. I don't know. I was trying to think. Why am I highlighting this? Hold on. No, the colors got all messed up. Let's erase it. Okay, I have a color theory here. But anyway, hold on. Okay, so God brought us close to it.
Or him.
To him. Yeah, to him. And He separated us from those who stray, and He brought us close to His one as. Oh, so my theory is that this is Kofrin corresponds to Kirvanu liyichudo. Toim achrei hevel corresponds to Hivdelim Hatoim, and I know it's a different word. Toim means those who stray. and Messiah Badas Emes, and that corresponds to Rotin Avodah Zarah. So you got the God, the manner, the relationship, or I guess the relationship to the reality, and then the religion. I don't know why he reverses the order. It goes A, B, C, C, B, A. All right. V'chein mas, yeah. V'chein maskil umodia she'avadim haynu lefaro b'mitraim. We also begin and make known that our fathers, that we were slaves to Paro in Mitzrayim, and all the evil that they did to us. So this is the Baal Kuntrus's question is, you can't start something twice, because then by definition one of them is not a start. So why does it say maskil and then v'chein maskil? Yeah, so that's how the Rambam's passing is Rav and Shmuel, right? Rav says it's maskil with Avodah Zarah, and Shmuel says avadim hayinu. Right. But the other question is, where does this play out in the Hagadah? Because first of all, where in the Hagadah are we Messiahim b'Shavach of Kirvana liYichudo? So
I don't know about the Rambam. I think almost same Rambam pretty much in like one chapter in the beginning.
What do you mean?
I'm saying that and then
yeah. Am I missing something? So the question is, he's presumably saying in the Hagadah we start with Gnus and Messiah B'Shavach. So if you look in the Hagadah, you can see where we say Tefilah Podcast. You can see where we say Avadim Hayinu, right? But then where do we see an idea of Kirvli Yehuda in the Hagadah? So you're saying Hallel, that's possible.
That was my assumption.
Yeah, that is possible.
My assumption that was a Messiah B'Shavach.
Right. Yeah. So if you're going to say that, one question on it is, where do you see the idea of Kirvana liYichudo in Hallel? Okay. But I think there's a stronger question, which we'll see in a second. So when he says Mitzrayim b'nisim, we said that Shnas Lavsim b'Mitzrayim v'Cheirusenu v'hu sheyirosh me'rami ovid avi ad sheyigmor kol parsha. So that's also interesting, is that he makes it sound like the Rami Ovid Avi is just to fulfill this second shita of Maskil Avadim Hayinu and B'Msayim B'Shavach. That's very weird, yeah. The more you expound on this than the Meshubach. Okay, one last thing, and this will get to my question. Kol mi shelo amar shlosha devarim elu b'leil chamisha asar lo yatsa yidei chavaso ve'elohin pesach mata umar. Pesach Hashem shepasach hamakum al bate avasinu b'Mitzrayim. Shnemar martim zevach pesach b'chulei. Merorim al shem shemiru hamitzrim eschaya avasinu b'Mitzrayim. Mata Hashem shenigalu udvarim ha'ilu kulan hina nikraim Hagadah, right? So these are all called Hagadah. Yeah. So my question is, the Hallel that we say, it sounds like Maskil b'Gnus Messiah B'Shavach is a din in Hagadah in Sipur, So we conclude our Hallel and our Hagadah. We conclude Magid with B'tei Yisrael Mitzrayim. So if you're going to say that the Kirvana liYichudo is Hallel, if anything, I don't think it's going to be the Hallel Kodem Hasuda. Right? That's a real. What?
I was doing Hallel like after.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like to me, the Rambam reads smoothest if you say that all these halachos apply to just Hagadah, and then afterwards is going to be the mitzvah of Hallel formally. But we do Maskil Messiah B'Shavach all within Sipur, within that part of it.
At the end of the
that's no longer part of Sipur.
It's not part of Sipur.
Yeah. Although you could say, we said yesterday though that it is, right? Because we said that concluding with Hallel and Hodah is part of the Raisa. So maybe you can say that. Yeah. Yeah, Yosef.
It could be the reminder of the Rebbeim to say Shema.
that I never thought of that before. That's funny. It can't be that practically, because we say that before we even start Tefilah Avodah Zarah and Avadim Hayinu, and the drush of Rami Ovid Avi. But that's good. That is a mention of Yichud Hashem. That's funny. I never thought about that. So that's a creative answer. I don't want to dismiss it entirely, but yeah. Okay, so I think that's a good stopping point, because then he goes on to the other halachos, which is a question of why these other halachos. Yeah, all right, whatever. We need to save that for next week. So next week, no shiur on Monday or Tuesday. Okay. Have a good day.